I I will be a vessel for you. I I this may be shaky and I'm sorry, but I just found out and I wanted to talk to you guys right now just because this is so fresh and new, and there's all these emotions and things running deep within me, and I don't know where else to go. I don't know where else to turn, because I feel like I can understand these mothers that feel like they need to, like, what are the emotions going on when you find out that your child's murderers have been arrested? And as crazy and as sick as some people might think that sounds, I still have compassion for these children that did this to my child. And I'm so angry, but I'm so, like, I understand that, like, you can be so hurt and so out of alignment with yourself because you feel like, because you're jealous. And so let me preface first, they arrested two people, two basic kids that were around Sawyer's age, a boy and a girl. And they arrested them in Florida because they had fled to Florida, and they killed Sawyer because of jealousy, because the boy realized that his girlfriend Lindsay was seeing Sawyer. But they arrested both of them and charged them with first-degree murder. So I don't know any details other than that. And I don't know what else to do. Like, I want to leave Sawyer a legacy. And I also want to share this because people think, like, oh, well, okay, so it was over jealousy, and all we're going to do is use rage and hatred towards these children. But I swear to God, and it sounds sick to some people, and I don't care if it fucking sounds sick. I don't freaking care. But I feel like this is what happens when we completely are misaligned. We don't love ourselves. That's a prime example of what happens to so many people in this world. Yes, not everybody's walking around committing murder, but we are doing so many things, especially to other people and to ourselves, because we don't love ourselves. And that's a prime example of what these kids did this for, was because they didn't love themselves and they felt threatened and they felt like they were going to lose the one thing that they thought they had control over. And this is what jealousy does. And so when people say, oh, jealousy isn't a big deal. Oh, why is that person jealous? Oh, they're just jealous. Like, jealousy causes people to kill people. And I know Sawyer would be saying, it's okay, Mama. It's okay. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't do anything for me except for to realize how much this world needs love. How much we are all walking around in some form or another and we hate our lives. Like, we're not loving ourselves. We're trying to find love in another person. And so that's what caused these people, like these two kids, to kill my boy. Because they don't love themselves. They are so much hatred and rage. And it's rage and hatred towards themselves. You know, you say, oh, well, they took someone else's life. Of course they did. Because when you feel threatened and you feel like you can't have something that you want desperately, which is love, you will do all manner of things that seem heinous and completely barbaric. And this is what you'll do. You will do anything to feel love. And this is just like a prime example. Like, and I don't give a fuck if people think like, oh my God, she's totally taking up for the kids that killed her son. No, that's not what it is. And so don't get it distorted. But I'm trying to fucking make sense of this. I'm trying to I'm trying to make sense of it. Like, just like, it's just, it seems like such a simple thing, you know? Like, oh, they were just jealous. Like, but you hear all the time on these stupid 48 hours and Dateline and all these crime shows and stuff. Like, it, how many times are people killing other people, other women and other men because they're jealous or they're, you know, threaten them, their relationship or whatever. And a lot of times, you know, people say, oh, it's about money. But like, look, you guys, we freaking create wars because of love, because of women or men. Like, the world has known massive destruction because of love. And so I don't know how I'm going to be able to continually leave a legacy, and I don't know how I'm going to figure this out, but I am determined to figure it out, that it still has to be about love. Like, we still have to figure this out. I still have to figure it out. I've got to figure it out. I don't know what else to do. Like, it doesn't make me feel even any better. Like, everybody's like, oh, yay, I'm so excited. You know, now I can blame that person for taking my child. And it doesn't relieve the pain. It just doesn't. It doesn't relieve the pain at all. Like, I want there to be a reason. Like, I want there to be something that happens that makes his death more meaningful. Like, and I understand, like, how parents, like, start these foundations and stuff for their children, because that's maybe what I need to do, is, like, it has to be about self-love. And that's what I tried to always teach my children as well, is, like, no matter what, like, it always comes down to you. Like, it comes down to you. It comes down to self-love. Like, you can try to do all of these different things for other people, but when it comes down to it, we're all selfish. Let's always remember that. We're always selfish. And you can wrap it in any kind of package you want, but at the end of the day, we're all still going to take care of our own personal needs first. That is survival of the fittest. It's just, that's how we're made. Humans are made to be selfish, and that's not a bad word. Like, it's almost like people think selfishness is profanity. Like, God practices selfishness, to be truthful, you know. And I am determined to figure this out, and I don't know how the fuck I'm going to figure it out, but I'm going to. And I don't care if you're offended if I use the F word. I don't give a rat's ass about what people are telling me. Like, you know, have fun with this. Like, I've heard some, like, messed up shit in the last 2 weeks that has just actually, like, really, I'm sorry this is shaking, but I just wanted to do it raw, and, like, me just getting off the phone and just realizing this, because that's the only way that I feel like I can teach. I don't know what else to do until I get back in alignment and figure this shit out, because I'm determined to figure it out. And I really believe wholeheartedly that it comes down to self-love. Like, you can say, oh, it was, you know, and then chalk it up to, like, oh yeah, it was just these jealous bastards and blah, 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 whatever. But I want to understand the psyche behind that. You know what I mean? Not so much that I want to understand these particular people, but try to understand, in a sense, love. Love. I mean, like Kanye says, it's all about love. And Sawyer, and I say Kanye because me and Sawyer had this running joke that was like, we used to believe that, like, we never said anything about, like, how much we like Kanye because he's spiritual, you know? And everybody, I mean, there's, like, people have a visceral reaction to Kanye West. And so me and Sawyer would always say, like, keep it on the DL, Mom, you know? And I would say, keep it on the DL, Sawyer. Because unless you're willing to stand up against thousands and sometimes millions of people to say something that is absolutely, completely the polar opposite of what the consensus is for most human beings, you're going to get backlash, because people can't handle the difference in people. Like, this whole world is made up of this confined box of like what the world is supposed to be. And like the people that decide their triangles, like Sawyer and I, or Kanye, or whatever, are not looked upon like we're normal. We're looked upon like we're nuts. We're crazy. We're the ones that are like out there, so far out there. But actually, you know what? No, we're freaking not. Actually, what we are is really, really in tune with understanding what this world is all about. And if that's one thing I'm going to be, is not freaking scared to say who I think has a good, like, there's good in everybody. And you can think whatever you want. Everybody's entitled. We live in freaking America. You can think whatever you want. But somehow people want to keep you in a freaking box. If you're a triangle and God forbid you share your opinion, people are going to let you know about it from all sides of the spectrum. And I think that's one thing that I'm not afraid of. I mean, I've had my child murdered. There's not anything else that anybody can do. You can make me homeless. You can do whatever you want, and nothing is going to break me at this point in my life. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you think I have a bump on my nose, I have freckles, I'm disgusting, I'm this, whatever. And, you know, I used to think that social media and somebody unfollowing me on freaking Instagram was a freaking issue. Like, Raquel, we got bigger issues to solve than freaking the jealousy of so-and-so has 20,000 followers. I mean, are you fucking kidding me already? Are you freaking kidding me? This is what we've come to? This is what we've come to, you guys. That who can get more followers on social media? I mean, it's just dumbfounding. Anyway, yeah, so that's the news update on my son's murders. And long story short, it was about jealousy. So let's figure this one out, you guys. Let's figure this one out. All right, I'll talk to you later. Ciao.